Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, we are from group 1. So we will talk about 7 elements of culture from Thailand. And we are consist by Sinta Agustina as me, as speaker 1. And the second is Eko Zukma. And the third is Mustika Dian Aziz. And the last one is Mila Kusmawati. Religion in Thailand has a fascinating cultural history that can be seen through the many sacred sites and temples secreted throughout the country. Excluding the law that states the king must be Buddhist, there is no official Thailand religion, meaning all Thai people enjoy religious freedom. However, Buddhism is the most common Thailand religion with approximately 95% of the population following this Theravada religion. The remaining population follows the Muslim religion, 4.6%, Catholic Christian, 0.7%, with the remaining 1% divided between Hindu, Sikh, and Jewish religions. Buddhism. Thailand's Buddhist population is largely of the Theravada traditional, however, has also adopted Chinese and folk beliefs such as ancestor worship. Buddhism is the Thailand religion responsible for the majority of the country's spectacular temples, with Buddhist temples renowned for their tall domes, golden statues, unique architecture, and amazing detail. Islam. Thailand's Muslim population is scattered throughout the country with the largest concentration found on the southern peninsula and in Bangkok. Hinduism. Thailand's Hindu population total in the thousands, yet is less than 1% of the national population. This Thailand religion is the remaining influence of the Khmer Empire, and many Hindu deities form the namesakes of some of Thailand's most well-known places. Hinduism also influences the remaining Buddhist population of Thailand, with many people also worshipping Hindu deities such as Shiva, Indra, and Ganesh. Judaism is Thailand religion that all the way back to the 7th century. However, Jewish communities make up only a very small part of the Thai population. An estimated 1,000 people follow Judaism, the majority of which are said to reside in Chiang Mai, Koh Samui, Phuket, and Bangkok. And the last one is Christianity. Introduced by European missionaries, Christianity has been a Thailand religion since the 1995 and has since played an important role in the modernization of the country, yet it represents less than 1% of the national population. 5 of Christianity's major denominations have been recognized in Thailand, including the Southern Baptist, the Church of Christ in Thailand, the Roman Catholic Church, the Evangelical Fellowship of Thailand, and the Seventh-day Adventists. Okay, next topic is about art and literature. Thai art and literature are deeply rooted in Thailand's Buddhist heritage, with neighboring influences from China, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Cambodia evident. Despite outside factors having helped shape Thai art and literature, these two essential aspects of Thai culture have until recent decades remained uniquely Thai. Although the country is not noted for its literary achievements, it certainly does hold its own for unique and commendable art and architectural form. Thai Art Guide. Religious sculptures dating back as far as the 5th century show amazing realism, with the temples at Sukhothai and Ayutthaya featuring dozens of portrayals of the Buddha. It was at Thailand's temples where art first flourished and developed, almost always dedicated to religious expression. In addition to decorating temples with sculpture, painting was increasingly used to depict episodes from the Buddha's life on temples' walls, and many murals remain to this day, which provide a valuable insight into ancient Southeast Asian customs. Sukhothai was considered the golden age of Thai art and development, and it was indeed one of the region's earliest civilized and wealthy kingdoms. But artistic periods stretch back much earlier to include the Lana Kingdom, or where Chiang Mai is today, and even the Varavati are dating from the 9th century. Many fine pieces from these periods are preserved in the National Museum in Bangkok. Perspective was not introduced until as late as the mid-19th century, when the arrival of Western influences such as Impressionism began to change the shape of Thai art. Although contemporary Thai art has seen a move away from religious and royal image to image of every kind, there is still a strong focus on these two traditional spheres. A new generation of Thai artists and the introduction of modern educational institutions have helped to radicalize Thai art, and Thai artists are now breaking into all fields of the international art world. And next, Thai literature guide. Some of the earliest literature in Thailand consisted of religious scriptures passed or interpreted from India, written using Sanskrit language, which were then kept at temples for religious use. Chatok tales stories of the Buddha's life, also derived from India, were used to teach people about religious morality and are still commonly told today. Perhaps the most prominent Thai literature works include the Ramakien, Thailand's national epic, which was derived from India's Ramayana Hindu scriptures. Unlike the Chatok, these writings were modified from the originals. The three versions that are still available have had an enormous impact on the arts in Thailand and remain a firm component of Thai culture even today. Still taught in school, the Ramakien is commonly performed with puppets, and episodes from the Ramakien frequently appear in paintings on temple walls, perhaps most famously at Wat Po in Bangkok. Other historical works include the Pra Apaimani and 19th century classic written by Sun Thornpu, which depicts a prince in exile who successfully completes epic feats of love and war before returning home. Nowadays, modern Thai literature has moved away from religious preoccupation and classical genres of poetry to become accessible to all, with many works now being published in English too. Writers in Thailand, like artists, now come from a broader social base and are susceptible to wider outside influences, meaning the subject of both art and literary works in Thailand are now bundles. They have periodically won the Sea Right Award among Southeast Asian writers, but the translated works have failed to make an impression on the deeper intellectual expectation of Western critics. So that's enough from me about art and literature. And next is my friend.
The government of Thailand, or formerly the Royal Thai government, is a unitary government of the Kingdom of Thailand. The country emerged as a modern nation state after the foundation of the Chakri dynasty and the city of Bangkok in 1782. The revolution of 1932 brought an end to absolute monarchy and replaced it with the constitutional monarchy. From then on, the country was ruled by a succession of military leaders, installed after the coup d'etat most recent in May 2014, and a few democratic interval in 2007. Constitution draft by a military appointment council but approved by a referendum was annulled by the 2014 coup maker who ran the country as a military dictatorship. Thailand language. Thailand is a home to 71 living languages with the majority of people speaking language of the southwestern Thai family and the national language being Thai. Lao is spoken along the border with the Laos. Karen languages are spoken along the border with Myanmar. Khmer is spoken near the Cambodia, and Malay is spoken in the south near Malaysia. 62 domestic languages are officially reorganized, and international language spoken in Thailand primarily by international workers and business people include Burmese, Karen, English, Chinese, Japanese, and Vietnamese, among the others. That's all for me. Thank you.
Authentic sports. Muay Thai is an original sport from Thailand that is popular in the world. Even in Indonesia, there are already many places to practice Muay Thai. In Thailand, Muay Thai has become part of Thai culture and art that is always preserved. Muay Thai is a martial art that focuses on the elbow bones in the hands and feet. Surely, you also know that Thailand is also known as the land of the white elephant. Therefore, the movement of Muay Thai also adapts the movements of elephants who feel threatened by the surrounding environment, which then attacks with their fangs. For those of you who want to watch Thai martial arts, the method is very easy. You only need to come Asiatic and watch the Muay Thai The Legend live show. In the show, you will see a Muay Thai show wrapped in ancient culture, romance, and drama. The Songkran Festival. There is one very famous festival in Thailand called the Songkran Festival, which is held on April 13 to 15 every year. During the Songkran celebration, Thailand will be drenched in water because of the work carried out by all the people, and even tourists take part in this festival, and they usually come to Thailand just to take part in this festival. Not only water battles, at the Songkran Festival, there are also other activities such as bathing Buddha statues, then making offerings to monks, releasing fish and birds. Then the climax is a water fight. Usually, the water used for water wars is water used to bathe Buddha statues. They believe that if they are exposed to the water, they will be lucky to cleanse themselves of all evil. If you want to enjoy the Songkran festival, you can come to Bangkok, Phuket, and Chiang Mai as the most crowded cities in Thailand in terms of celebrating Songkran. Welcoming ceremony. If you travel to Thailand, surely you will often see people holding their palms together in front of their chests while bowing. That is one of the characteristics of Thailand when greeting. Thai people usually call it why. When you meet Thai people or say thank you can apply this why and you can feel the taste of local people. Why itself has become a hallmark of Thai society, which is already known by the word community. Kinjai Festival. This festival is usually celebrated in Phuket and has another name, Phuket Vegetarian Festival, usually held every late September to early October. Ethnic Chinese residents in Phuket will carry out a vegetarian ritual or not eat meat for 10 days. Not only that, you can also see a procession of parade where there will be people part of the parade torturing themselves by stabbing point objects in their cheeks. But don't worry, they believe that it doesn't hurt at all because they are carrying a toys deity. They believe that flowing blood can cleanse their souls, beginning with religious worship and seeing Thai cultural performances at the Chinese temples in Phuket. There is absolutely no charge to enjoy this festival, and it has become one of the three tourist attractions in Thailand. Wedding. Since the majority of Thai people believe in Buddhism, we will explain in a Buddhist manner. Usually, Thai people who want to get married will leave it to the monk about what date is a good. That's for the couple to get married. So couples inevitably have to accept any date, even if suddenly they must also be ready. The wedding procession, according to Thai culture, can also be said to be a little unique, because you also see the bride and groom wearing flower arrangement, both of which are connected off each other's heads. For the dress itself, usually the bride will wear traditional Thai clothes with flower arrangement on the head and neck, while the groom will wear a more modern suit with a tie and also continue to wear a series on the head and neck. For those of you who want exclusively see weddings in Thailand, then you can be said to be one of lucky ones. One funeral. If you go to Thailand and have the opportunity to see a Thai funeral procession, then you shouldn't be surprised when you see the relatives left behind don't cry. They believe that if they cry, it will disrupt the spirit of the deceased. The family left behind will make copies of Buddhist. The family left behind will make copies of Buddhist scriptures to give to people, then also will give offerings and gifts at the temples or monks. Then the monks will be asked to sing praises in the form of prayers to deliver the deceased to that realm. Indigenous Thai. If you want to learn more about culture in Thailand, then you need to visit Ban Tong Luang, which is a unique tourist spot in Thailand. In this area, you can meet the Thai ethnic group, the Karen tribe. Because of its unique tradition, many tourists flock to come and learn about its culture. The Karen usually wear a ring of brass wire that is wrapped around their neck and makes their neck long. The more necklaces wrapped around the neck, they believed that her beauty was increasing. But actually, this tribe originated from Tibet, which then spread to Myanmar and Thailand. You can buy a typical Karen woman craft that you can make as a souvenir. Traditional Thai dance. Thai dance is a mixture of elegant and graceful body movements, coupled with extravagant costume and elaborate music. There are about 6 traditional dances, namely Wayang Kulit, Lakon Lek, Kon Likay, Ramwong, and Lakon. Gold and silver colors dominate the clothes of Thai dancers, and they even wear wings that have been created into beautiful and majestic wings. If you are curious about Thai dance, you can visit Siam Niramit in Bangkok and in Phuket. Those are the kinds of Thai culture that will amaze you. Thank you. Okay, traditional custom. Chutai is divided into 2 types, namely for women and men. Especially for women, there are 8 types of chutai. Traditional Thai dress for men. Traditional Thai clothes for men called Parara Tachan are usually combined with European-style pants or with regular Thai jeans. Typical Thai pants called Chong Karaben are piece of cloth that is about 3 meters long, which is wrapped around the waist and also between the legs in such a way as to get the shape of true shirt. This kind of bottom was actually used by men in the past. In general, the fabric used is a fabric that has a pattern and color. Traditional Thai dress for women. First, cheat paper. This traditional Thai dress is usually worn during the day, used as clothing for picking up guests and at the airport terminal. The model is similar to Renton. It's just that there is a traditional brocade at the end of the shirt. As for the top is a blouse with long sleeves. This blouse has a 5-button front in silver or gold. Women who use cheat paper do not need to add more accessories. Then, for the color of cheat leather clothes, you can adjust it according to your needs. Thai women who wear these clothes look very elegant and charming, especially those who have slim bodies. Second, Ruan Ton. Clothing for women is arguably the most casual of other traditional Thai clothes. The bottom of this outfit includes a sarong or what is called basin, made of cotton or silk with horizontal and vertical stripes. The scrap is long to the eye or ankle and also folds in one direction, while the top remains in the type of clothing with a color that is coordinated with the sarong or perhaps with a contrasting color. This blouse top has 5 buttons from front and no collar. This dress is usually worn on informal occasion. Third, Amarin. This dress for women is made of brocade and is usually chosen as evening wear, for example, to be used at dinner. Because the boss is still wearing a blouse with long sleeves, several accessories can be included to ensure that this outfit looks much more attractive. For Chakri. This one outfit is a formal and classy outfit. Women who use it will certainly look classy and elegant. The bottoms used are still in the form of a shirt but with two folds, while the top is a combination of brocade and embroidery with an addition of a long scarf. This stylish top offers beauty and at the same time show the charm of Thai woman. 5. Borom Biman. Women's Borom Biman clothes are also clothes worn at night. The top of the Borom Biman is a long-sleeved shirt with buttons on the front or back. The bottom of this blouse is placed into the set. The material used is brocade, so it looks luxurious. As for the affairs of his subordinates, he used a long silk made of sarong. This top and bottom are sewn together. This Borom Biman dress is suitable for tall and slender women. Usually, this dress is worn on formal and semi-formal events. 6. Chakrabat. Chakrabat is an outfit that is almost similar to chakri, with a top equipped with a long scarf and that hangs down to the bottom of the feet. This outfit itself looks old-fashioned and formal. Indeed, perhaps it was designed according to the needs of the time. The shawl looks very beautiful with embroidered decoration, full materials and thick materials. This karabat is intended for official activities such as royal events or other national activities. 7. Prayuk. This modified dress from chakri looks elegant and luxurious. The design of this outfit is a blouse, where the bottom uses a sarong with a fold on the front plus a traditional Thai belt. As for the upper part, it accentuates the impression of a modern outfit, which is made without sleeves with one shoulder. And the last is Siwalai. Siwalai, this traditional dress is called Siwalai, which bears a resemblance to Borom Biman. But what makes the difference is that there is a scarf placed on the shoulder. This traditional dress is generally used in official events, be it royal or national activities. Thank you.
Thailand is a nickname the rice brand of South Asia for its ambitious agricultural. The baht is the national currency of Thailand. Thailand is a country located in South Asia. With tropical climate conditions and fertile soil, Thailand has successfully developed its agricultural sector. Agricultural products are rice, corn, logs, tapioca, fruits, and rubber for export. Indonesia is one of the recipients of rice from Thailand. By 2021, Thailand has ambition to export 6 million tons of rice to Indonesia, China, Bangladesh, and Iraq. In addition to these sectors, tourism is also the mainstay of the White Elephant country. Listed on the United Nations World Tourism Organization report in 2017, Thailand earned tourism foreign exchange earnings of USD 81 billion. This puts them in the fourth position as the country with the highest tourism foreign exchange in the world. And if you want to enjoy culinary and shopping tours, tourists can also come to Chiang Mai. There are various kinds of Thai food, from tom yum and mango sticky rice, and there are many more tourist attractions in Thailand. Thai tourism treats are known to be different, ranging from culture, nature to culinary. For cultural tourism, Thailand offers destinations such as Wat Arun, which is one of the oldest temples there. There is also the Grand Palace, which is where the historical and cultural heritage of Thailand is kept. Then, for nature tourism, the beach is still a favorite. For example, Riley Beach or Koh Phi Phi, which are famous for their luxury beachfront resorts. The Thai economy experienced a recovery from the Asian financial crisis in 1997 to 1998, following the economic cooperation with the United States and other foreign markets. Prior to the financial crisis, the Thai economy had a good production economic growth with an average of 9.4% for the decade to 1996, a large forest and a research, physical conversion, and open foreign investment policy, and the encouragement of the private sector were the basis from the succession of the Thai economy in the years to 1997. The Thai economy is operated at its core as a system of free enterprise. Some services, such as power generation, transportation, and communication, are state-owned and operated. But the government was considering reviving the Thailand economy at the start of the financial crisis. The Royal Thai government welcomed foreign investment, and investors who meet certain agreements can apply for investment privilege through the Thai Investment Board. To attract other foreign investment, the government has modified its investment regulation. The trade union movement remains weak and fragmented in Thailand. Only 3% of the entire workforce in unionized. In 2000, the State Employment Relations Act was passed, providing public sector employees with the same rights as those in the private sector, including the right to join trade unions. The Thaksin Shinawatra government took office in February 2001 with the aim of stimulating domestic demand and reducing Thailand's dependence on foreign direct trade and investment. Since then, Thaksin management has improved its market economy by adopting a dual-track economy that combines domestic stimulation with a Thailand traditional promoting of open market and foreign investment. Weak export restrained gross domestic product growth in 2001 to 1.9%. However, from 2002 to 2003, domestic stimulation and the returns of export had to be the better performs, with the gross domestic reduced growth at 5.3% and 9.3% respectively. Thai Corporation, the first the Greater Mekong Subregion. This corporation addresses the Mekong River as an economic source for the six countries. Thailand is also a member of ASEAN, and Thailand makes the Coal Free Trade Area, and the last is Coal India Free Trade Area.